My name is Danny Wallace and I am the Queen Bee. I grew up on the council estates of Preston and I was furious when I found out that the Queen was born the Queen. So I set about creating the I am the Queen Bee movement to help more people show up at wider horizon and reclaim their birthright to success. There's this quote that goes, aerodynamically bees should not be able to fly, their little wings shouldn't get their fat little bodies off the ground, and bees don't care what humans think is impossible, bees fly anyway. And so I wanted to create a space and community where we could do what bees do when they're building something new and festoon and link arms and help each other.
I need to get to know this woman. I need it in my life.
Who is this woman? I need a piece of that.
As a survivor of domestic abuse and homelessness and clawing my way back up from rock bottom, I wanted to be able to put my hand behind me and say, come with me. You don't have to struggle.
I had a dream of something that I wanted to do, and Danny, she got me there.
You're just me!
How the bloody hell did I get here?
Often as business owners, we hide behind our businesses. But as the saying goes, closed mouths don't get fed. If you're not speaking about your business, who's gonna know about it? If you're not speaking about your mission and how you can help people, how are you gonna help the people you wanna help?
I just made a wish come true.
A speaking coach is somebody who's gonna be the hands at your back.
Well, Danny made a wish come true. She helped me get there.
I'm buzzing.
It's life-changing. What an amazing journey. Oh my goodness me, I loved it. Oh, I loved it.
We actively encourage people to be themselves because that's the most magnetic thing about you. What people gain when they participate and be inspired is that spark of belief in themselves that creates a furnace, that creates a bonfire, that creates an inferno.
Wow. It has been nothing short of life-changing.
It doesn't stop there. The community creates bonds and friendships that are absolutely forged for life. It really does become so much more than speaking.
How you feeling?
It felt like I'd picked up to this really enormous thing. That was awesome. Epic. Phenomenal. It was a bit more intense than I thought it was going to be. Exhilarating. Went fast. It felt amazing. Exhausted.
Thinking at all about wanting to stand on a stage yourself or running a workshop, get in touch with Danny. You will not regret it.
You want somebody like that in your corner.
It was brilliant. The atmosphere was set, the stage was set, and it was smashing.
The Be Inspired Mastermind is for anybody who is ready to take the leap to the next step in their business. You can get in touch with me by following me across the socials at the Queen Bee Danny, or you can head on to my website where you can learn more about the incredible things that you do as part of IATQB. It's www.iamthequeenbee.co.uk. That's peace.
Good morning, everybody. Do you know what? I know they take a little while to run those extended credits, but we are only 2.5 weeks away from Be Inspired. And I just want Nikki's in the back going, I know it takes a little bit longer to kind of sit through in the morning, but I tell you something, every single time I watch it, I just get so excited about the 30th of September and the 1st of October and all the incredible things that we are bringing to you as part of Be Inspired. We have the House of the Plague today. We've got, hello. We've not had the results come through. Now then, results, you say. Right, go on, you go downstairs. Daddy's going to sort you out some breakfast. Go on off pop. I have children here today because I had one of them tested positive on a lateral flow test, which means that one of them is now locked in their bedroom, a la Cinderella, as I think one of them's got COVID. So we've got one of them sort of isolating in the room at the moment, trying to prevent the rest of us from getting poorly. I'm double jabbed, so I'm doing good. But for the other kids, we're just waiting on the PCR tests to come through. It has been a roller coaster of COVID tests the past couple of weeks. And today is no different. So I've got them all off this morning whilst they're all waiting for their test to come through. How are you all doing? Have you had a good weekend? I have had a banger of a weekend, and we've got a banger of a show for you this morning, by the way. So ordinarily on a Monday, it will be me just talking about what's going to go on this week, what to expect from IATQB this week. I'll be checking in with you. What are your intentions? We've got 2 guests this morning. Now, Monday doesn't ordinarily have guests, but these 2 women are very, very special. Not only is one of those women an integral part of the IATQB machine, she's also one of my darling friends, and the other is a relatively new friend to me, but also she's about to step onto the stage for Be Inspired. Both are talking about some incredible things that are happening for them and their businesses today, and I really would love us as a community to get behind them. But before I do, the weekend. How did you get on this weekend? What did you get up to this weekend? Let me know in the comments. I was in Southampton. I had a hosting and a singing gig, which was amazing. And it's really strange because I did that gig and I loved it, absolutely loved it. And then I realized that this is the world opening back up. You know, it was a conference, an early years conference for the gorgeous Vanessa Dooley. It was such an honor to be a part of her day and to be a part of her conference for Jigsaw Early Years. But then I realized I've got something else coming up next Saturday, something else coming up next Tuesday, something else coming up next Friday, next Saturday. Then it's going to be Inspired. Then I've got a whole bunch of gigs after that. Then it's the run up to Christmas, plus launching Be Heard and Be Inspired all over again. I feel like I'm going to be a little bit of a busy bastard. I'm not going to lie to you. So all of the hugs and the energy and all of that are much appreciated. I am going to, I promise, considering the conversation we have been having over the last few weeks, I'm looking after myself in between as well. So I'm eating well and I'm resting in between. So don't fret. I've got it. But I'm going to be really busy. So if anyone has got sort of, extra energy to send my way, I am gratefully receiving all of it. What are you lot saying? Southampton, I live there. Oh, Paulie, we were just around the corner. Can you believe it? I was just about to ring Nikki Kinsella. Didn't realize she was on the show. She will be in just about 1 minute's time. Went to Harrogate to celebrate my kid's birthday with the family. Oh, happy birthday to your little ones. Carrie, spent the weekend in hospital with my 8-year-old who fainted and had a seizure Friday night. Not the best. Sending you lots of love and hugs to your little one, my friend. I am so sorry that he's not very well. I'm good apart from a hole in my arm from the blade stuff. My goodness me, what you do with holes in your arm? My goodness. Taking you on my morning walk, getting healthy, loving ourselves healthy, not hating ourselves thin. For those of us that are enjoying and reconnecting with themselves and their self-care again. But without further ado, speaking about somebody who talks about energy in abundance, specifically connecting into your feminine energy on the day of the launch of her incredible book, The Feminine Energy Guide, please welcome to the Short Wise at Razet show, the very glorious, oh, look at her little excited face, it's Nikki Kinsella. I'm excited. We're matchy this morning. I love it. That's how in tune we are now after working together for a few months, and we spent a lot of time together over the last few months. I feel like we're that in tune now that we don't even need to consult on what we're wearing. We're just going to do it. We're just going to wear the thing. That's right.
I needed to ground today. I was like, right, I need to wear red because it's me brand and colours and it matches me book and everything like that. And I was like,
let's just get this book up onto the screen here. Okay. Let's have a little look at it. Look at that. Do you know what? When it comes to book covers, it is so important to get a book cover right and hit the right energy, and that just does it for you. Like if I considering how well that I know you and all of that, and how well I know your energy, this is just the most beautiful representation of your heart. It's amazing.
It's stunning. So the gorgeous Jojo Smith and an amazing team at Creative Sass, they did my branding for me not so long ago, and there's a story behind the poppies and the daisies, and that's why they're a massive part of everything that I'm all about. So I lost my mum to cancer 3 years ago, and my mum's favourite flower was poppies, and when she left, she was like the catalyst that made me realise you don't get a second shot sometimes. So she really put a fire under my arse and made me want to get stuff done. And Daisy's my little girl. You've got a Daisy as well, haven't you?
I've got a puppy and a Daisy.
But when you have a little girl, something happens. Like, I've got sons and I adore them and there's no favoritism going on. But when I had Daisy, for all the stuff that has happened in my past, I saw myself in her, and she made me realise that I didn't ever want her to feel the same way that I had growing up. So she's like the fuel to my fire. And yeah, the poppies and the daisies are just all about my reasons.
I love it, and it looks beautiful. But
Thank you.
we're getting away with ourselves because we're talking to each other because we know each other very, very well. However, not everybody that's watching along on the show or who's new to the show will know Nikki Kinsella, will know you, and will know what you're all about. And I mean, you're in for a treat. We haven't got a huge amount of time to talk this morning, but I do want to have you share a little bit about what you do and a little bit about what the book's about, because we've got another guest on this morning as well.
She's amazing. The Feminine Energy Guide, I put that together. It's all the things that have helped me on my spiritual journey. So in a nutshell, I'm a survivor of a narcissistic relationship, addiction, grief, all sorts of different things. And I was self-medicating most weekends because that was the only way I knew how to deal with stuff. And then things started to change and I started to realize I didn't want to feel that way anymore. And spirituality found me. It just sort of rocked up one day at school. I had a conversation with the mum at the gates, found Reiki, didn't really know what it was. The whole story's in the book, but I was basically sitting at the workshop going, what is universal energy? What is she talking about? She's bonkers. And then within 7 years, I'm teaching it. I'm a Reiki master. But the whole connection thing, the whole understanding that we are energy and that we can influence our energy and other people's energy as well by using really, really simple techniques. Oh, yay, Mel! She just bought me both my kids. It's all the things that I use that everyone else can use along the way. So understanding your energy, understanding the messages that your body's giving you on a subconscious level. For example, I talk about the chakras in the book, which is the 7 main energy centers in the body. You'll know a lot about the throat chakra with being a singer, but if that gets a bit itchy or sore or you can't swallow, you're like, okay, well, what's going on here? Is there something that I'm not saying? And then there's ways of, the ways to clear it, but they're all the different energy centers have got all different ways. So when we can hear that from the inside, we can then start to listen to our mind. That's what happened to me. Once I understood what my body was trying to tell me, my mind became very loud. And I started to see what it was saying to me, and I didn't like it. I was like, why am I chatting all this? Am I allowed to swear on it?
It's my show. You can swear if you need to swear. Let it out, sis.
Chatting all this shit to myself all the time, and it was making me feel, chronic. I couldn't believe the words, and there's so much power in our words. I talk in here again about an experiment with Dr. Emoto, who talks about the power of intention. So not even saying the words, but just thinking the words, the energetic frequency that comes from actually just having a word in your mind can affect everything on such a massive level. He does the water experiment. He has 2 cups of water, just very, very quickly. I love the science and I like the facts and the fluff. I need to know why things are happening.
This is one of the great things about the things that you teach is that, yes, it is to those that are new would consider in inverted commas as woo, that kind of sort of spiritual connectivity might feel a little bit alien to people that are coming across this for the first time. But actually, when you start to dig into it and understand the science of it, then it makes a huge amount of sense. And I think the way that you marry those two things up makes it really easy to understand. I think that's a really important thing. And you bring that into the book as well.
Yeah, it's so important because I get that woo's not for everyone. So I want people to know that although it is, you can class it as woo and it feels nice and fluffy and all that, there's a lot of science behind it that has been proven. So Dr. Emoto had 2 glasses of water. He looked at one with pure love and adoration, and he told it every day how beautiful it was. Didn't say it, looked at it with pure love. The other glass he hated. Like the word hate is, I don't use it at all. I don't like the kids.
No, we do swear in our house.
Yeah, it's worse than the
It's worse than a fuck or a bugger.
Yeah. So he was sending all these bad vibes to this water. Anyway, when he froze the 2 glasses of water, the one that was beautiful and gorgeous came out with all perfectly formed icicles, like in frozen, and the one that wasn't it wasn't even formed. It was all like brown and smushy. But we're 70% water.
Yeah.
So if you think about what we're doing to our own bodies by just thinking these negative thoughts, that blew my mind. And I was like, right, it was like a rabbit down a hole. Just like I wanted to know more and more and more. And the better I was feeling, the more I wanted to share it. So I qualified as all these things so that I could then teach it to other people, because I know how shit it feels to feel shit and to shame ourselves. And
absolutely. And it's been quite a journey. You're going to be talking about this on the Be Inspired stage. Obviously, you talk about it in much more depth in the book. And one of the things that is brilliant is that we get this beautiful story from you, but we also get these practical this 5-pillar system that you've created off of the back of, this intense learning that you've done across lots of different modalities, across this self-development journey that you've had, and you marry the two up so well. What brought you to write in the book, though?
I just wanted to share it on a wider scale. And this is gonna sound woo, but I'd done a future self meditation about 3 years ago, and the two things that my future self said to me was get sober and write a book. So I've done them both.
Smashing it. What's future self saying to you now?
Oh, keep going.
Yeah.
Keep going. Oh, but yeah, everything that worked for me was so easy. Like it would say it easy. It's never easy. As a change is never easy. Change feels like going down a hill backwards in a wheelbarrow. It's just really scary and horrible. But if nothing changes, nothing changes. And in the book, it will talk you through the little things that you can do each day that will take you one step closer to finding you. That was another thing as well. I didn't know who I was after all the stuff that I'd been through. I was always people pleasing constantly. So I was always like, if someone said to me, what do you want to do? I'd be like, what do you want to do? I didn't even know what I wanted to do because I was so used to just doing what everybody else did.
And we don't own what we want to do either. No, this happens a lot. Like, let me know in the comments at home if that's something that you were guilty of. It goes one or two ways. You're either the person that everybody like chooses to make the decision because you like your sense of space and self and safety, I guess, is in control, or there's the other one that just says, oh, do you know what? Whatever anyone else wants to do, that's what we'll go for, whatever's easiest. And I think there's a difficulty in too, because you never get any kind of release or relaxation in the organizing, or you only get sort of bowled along by what everyone else wants to do in that sort of relinquishment of ownership of yourself as well, isn't it?
There's a lot of internalization with the people pleasing as well. The things that we want to say and we can't, all that anger and that frustration and resentment, that's not the other person's fault necessarily. It's because we can't speak up because of the trauma that we've been through.
It's a survival mechanism, isn't it? To fawn, to overgive, to say yes to everything, because it's the path of least resistance. Because if conflict isn't safe for you, and it hasn't been, and there's lots of people out there where conflict, even if it's just verbal conflict, is unsafe, then we don't own our space or make those strong take responsibility choices.
No, and it's hard to put those in place. Boundaries. I didn't know what boundary was till I was 38, and then it was like, fucking hell, I need these everywhere. But when you've been a people pleaser for so long and you try to introduce boundaries, people don't like it because there's a lot of takers and there's a lot of givers, and we are naturally givers. So when we start going, actually, no, I can't do that for you because I'm already spinning 75 plates with a brush up my arse, and they're like, oh, why? So it might be that your outside circle changes as well, but who are you? What do you like? Do you want to find yourself? It's a way of gently peeling back the layers of all the noise that's been stuck to you for all the years and going, do you know what? I fucking love that. I'm going to do that because that makes me want pea glitter everywhere. Feel excited and just be like, yee! And that's how I hope this book helps people, is just to find themselves again and wake up.
So for anybody that's watching out there, and we're really lucky with lots of lovely people that watch this show, and it was so important that I brought you on today to celebrate you and to celebrate your book. It's such an achievement, and I know the blood, sweat, and tears that goes into writing a book, and that you put into writing your book. We've been connected through your book writing process, and how much love has been poured into this book. Who is it for? If someone's sitting there with their, I would expect that everyone's going to, at the very least, get a Kindle copy of this book, because for £99, 99p, My lord, 99p, sub £1, you can change your life. So the Kindle edition is a non-negotiable for you all.
Yeah.
Go and sort that out right now. But sometimes it's nice just having these books in our hands.
Yeah.
Who is this book for, Nix?
It's for the woman who's ready to make changes, the woman who's sick of taking other people's shit and just not knowing who she is, who's been spiritually curious and has been like peeking out the spiritual cupboards and wants to learn a little bit more. It embraces the woo, but again with the science. It's not science, it's just the facts about
Understanding
it as well.
about it. Yeah, we've got to understand where these thoughts and these concepts come from in order to make an informed decision as to whether we want to apply these concepts to our lives, right?
It's also as well, it's that, but it's when someone says, well, what's that? You can explain it without
You don't go,
like a knob.
don't know.
Well, because it just feels nice and like, okay, yeah.
It's just
So-
magic, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. And I think that's why woo's so misunderstood. But I think if people give it a chance and looked a little bit deeper into it, oh my God, it makes such a difference. But yeah, it's for the woman who's just ready to find herself. It's a journey of self-discovery. There's lots of fucks and swearing and everything in there. It's a bit gross. So yeah, you want to laugh. It's good for that as well.
It's definitely one of those books where, you are going to laugh and you're going to, it's a tears and tenor book.
Yeah.
It's one of those where, you are going to laugh out loud and you are going to feel some kind of thing. And it's definitely one of those things right now is, even in the conversations that I've been having on the show for the last couple of weeks, that connection to self, that self-love, that honoring yourself and having ways to do that as well with the practical stuff that you share in the book is really, really important. So Nikki, it's launch day today. You can all go and get your copy right now called The Feminine Energy Guide, Nikki Kinsella. That's over on Amazon right this very minute. Stop what you're doing and go and buy it and then come straight back and come and talk to me and Just One. What have you got planned for the rest of the day, babe?
Just replying to people and peeing glitter and my best friends come around. My champagne's in the fridge. I'm hoping to get to number 1. I'm just so excited.
Will you do me a favour? Will you let us know as soon as you do, and then we can shout it out in the hive and we can celebrate you? It won't take very long. I've got no doubt in my mind because I know you've got such a huge wave of love and warmth and support heading your way. And we was just saying sort of backstage before we went live, you was like, I've seen you have wobbles about this, but is it going to land right? Is it going to land right? But actually what you do, Nikki, is you turn up in people's worlds, in people's lives, and you just share such love and compassion and knowledge that you can't not do well with this. You can't not do well with this. So from me and all of the Queen Bees, King Bees, Royal Bees, we are so very proud of you. We cannot wait to see you bring your book. I'm going to grab my copy right now that I'm allowed. But I cannot wait to see you in real life not next week, the week after, so you can sign my book when you jump onto the Beat Inspired stage. I'm so proud of you, babe. Well done.
Thank you so much, Danny. Thank you. So grateful.
I'll see you later, darling. Good luck for the rest of the day. See you later. So that was Nikki Kinsella, everyone. And you guys you've been so kind about it. She's amazing. She's a phenomenal person. Rachel's just bought the book, owning my fucking sassy squirrel. We didn't even get to talk about squirrels. We've got that coming up. I'm honoured to have read it. It made me laugh and cry and learn so much. No doubt in my mind, Louisa. Nikki Kinsella has changed my world. So proud. And she continues to do so with so many people that she comes across. Another person who changes the world and the lives of people is one of my very, very dear friends here in the business space, but in real life as well. She is an integral member of the IATQB wider team. We rarely do anything without her, and we are proud to say that is the case. Please welcome, on the day of the launch of her phenomenal podcast, fresh from the school run, it's Just One, everybody. Come on in.
Oh my God, this is gorgeous. Oh,
isn't she amazing?
I was having a bit of a wobble, and when your emotions are so up and down, I didn't really know how I felt, and then I just listened to her, and I'm like, oh, it's all fine, it's all okay.
It's like she just enters your space, and you just go. It's like a lovely exhalation of loveliness.
Yeah, she's
And
made me
at the
such an idiot for feeling like tense and stressed. It's like, it's all good.
It's all good. And we're with your Auntie Dan this morning, like there's no even reason to be worried this morning.
Yeah,
But
I know. What an amazing way to start my day. Thank you.
And I'm so glad that we get to kick off today together, Joe, because you are often holding my hand when I release things into the world, be it a book or an event or some crazy plot that I have hatched. You are often always there, sort of not even in the background, as an integral part of my team when it comes to putting things out into the world. So to be able to share with you a moment while you put something out into the world is an absolute honor. Like, it's hard not to get emotional because I know what your journey has been to get to this point. What's happening today, Joe? Tell them.
Oh, do you know, just a little thing. We're launching a podcast, but not any podcast, a podcast called PR Powerhouse. So it's got to kick some ass, doesn't it? It's got to have a bit of attitude, and we've got to get it. We've got to get it up there. But Jesus Christ, I much prefer holding your hand to doing this myself. It is intense, isn't it? When you're, well, I don't think you think differently about it than I do, because I know you are still nervous and you still go through that process of like, oh shit, they're getting really good. But I think, yeah, I've got things that beat myself up about it a bit more, and it's been a big deal to get to this point, but I am really, really proud of it.
I think the thing is, and we've worked with each other in lots of different ways. Like, so we are clients of each other. You are Be Inspired alumni. I am, I do all of my PR work directly with you. We've worked together on the Be More program. I've seen you, we've seen each other, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And one of the things that I think people don't see is that you are an integral part of a lot of people's teams in the background, and actually standing in front and saying, I am here. This is the wave that I'm making in the world, has been not just an overnight piece of work for you. This is something we started working on 2 years ago together. So to get to this, but speaking on the stage, then seeing you go out and do speaking gigs and workshops and collabs, and seeing you sort of really own that space and that not be an issue for you anymore. The next stage for you is to have something that was really outward motion, that was going to allow you to become this lighthouse for your particular field. And one of the things that I've been called to speak on at the moment is being a lighthouse and not an echo chamber. And
interesting.
I know we should talk about this, but this concept of being a lighthouse is what you are giving yourself an opportunity to do right now with this podcast, and it feels timely, certainly for our community, the white community. Tell us about the bloody podcast.
So it's called, do you know what? It's called PR Powerhouse, and Anna, who I've been working with, Anna Parker Naples, we went through loads of things about, what should it be called? And I was like, well, I want it to be about the power of PR, because I want people to really understand how they can use it and how it can leverage their business. And so we played with PR Power, and then she was like, well, what about PR Powerhouse? And I was like, and when you sort of like recoil from it, I was like, oh my God, but that's big. Like that's like big. And I was like, oh, I'm not sure. And then I thought about it, and I was like, no, that is exactly what it is, because I'm helping people by teaching them some of the things that they might not ever really get to know unless they work with us. Some of the behind the scenes stuff about how PR really works, to empower them to believe that they can do it. And so I want to take people from being PR novices to PR powerhouses, but also I think I am ready now to kind of accept, well, yeah, that's me. I feel like in a weird way that I actually can own that. So we went bold and we went with it. And it's part of my mission, I guess. It's part of my mission to fill that gap of people that I couldn't quite reach. So we do loads of free stuff. I do loads of masterclasses and things. Yeah. But it's never felt enough. It never felt quite enough. And I think the ripple effect that it can have when people understand that they don't need to have been in business for 50 billion years to be PRable, that they can really step into that space of expertise because they've got the whole story behind them that makes them the expert, because they've got their previous part of their journey in their life that makes them the expert. And so it's part of my championing mission of other people to say, come on, you can do this. And it has got a bit of that attitude in it. So it's got a little bit of like point, like prod, jab. and
we wouldn't have it any other way. I think one of the brilliant things, if we look at the evolution of the Chocolate PR brand over the past couple of years as well, you guys have really elevated and amplified this sense of fun, this sense of fierceness that you bring to your community. Like I come into your groups and your memberships and your programs often as bonuses and what have you, and we have a scream, an absolute scream together. We always have loads of fun, and I think that what that does is it allows us to take some of that fear away, that actually if we're sharing these things from our joy space and we get excited together, then actually keeping that vibration at such a strong level, it can only feel good. So tell us a little bit more.
And I think when people take themselves too
no go on. I think we had a lag.
There's a bit of a funny thing. When people take themselves too seriously, that's when it all goes internal, isn't it? And that's when it all becomes too much. And I think when you realize actually, do you know what? It's not such a big deal. You don't have to hype it up to be this massive pressure if you've got to get in Forbes magazine. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, bless her.
So Louise is just saying, already listened and love it. Love you and your message, and it bloody works.
Well,
and it really does.
Testament that actually, do what I tell you, and it pays off.
You'd think you've been in this game for a long time. You've been in PR for big corporates. You've been a journalist. You've got so much experience in this particular field. And what I really love about you, and I know this is the real heart center of Chocolate PR, certainly will be with this podcast, with everything you do with Dare to Be Seen, your programs and stuff, is this championing of the fact that PR isn't just for famous people. It's not you can generate your PR machine so that it elevates you all the time. That's exactly what we've done together with me.
Exactly. We've crafted it, haven't we? Yeah. So you came what looked like out of nowhere and you went up there. Like, do you know what I mean? And that's the power of it, because it's such a leveler, and I talk about this on the podcast loads, that's one of the reasons why I want to get it out there, because I genuinely feel like it's such a leveler. So you don't have to wait years to be seen in the places where your mentors are seen, to be seen in the places where your peers are seen. You don't have to climb that ladder like this slowly. You can literally get it right and you can go pow. And that's what we want for people. We want to supercharge them with the power. That makes me excited.
So what sort of episodes have we got to look forward to? What have you got out there at the moment that we can go and check out? I know some of you are heading on over to your podcasting platforms and downloading this already and starting to listen to it already. And I implore you, once you've been to Amazon, to go and grab a copy of Nikki's book. I want you to head on over to Spotify and Apple and all the places where you can download the PR Powerhouse. What kind of episodes have we got to look forward to when we go and do that?
So the first one is very much about why I'm doing it and my mission. It takes you into a little bit of my story. The second one is what the hell is PR, basically. So we're going back to basics, and this is one of the things that I've really enjoyed actually as well. Taking it back to basics, taking it back to ground level, and going, right, what the hell actually is PR? Right, let's just strip it right back and let's just give you some real examples. And then the next one is 5 reasons why PR is an absolute marketing must. So we're getting the vibe going of you've got to get on board with this. You've got to understand how it works and why you want to do it. And then the next few episodes, it's very, very practical. So the first 10 episodes are super practical in terms of taking you through the steps of how to understand PR and take you through that journey of basically being a novice to a pro and understanding all the things that are involved. But one of the other things I just want to say, so it's really important that we get it up the charts because we want as many people as possible to see it. But also, if we get in the top 5 today, I'm going to donate some moolah to Fly Anyway Foundation.
I didn't know that.
Yes, I am. So come on.
Amazing. So for anybody who's new, there's lots and lots of new people that are joining our community lately. I'm doing lots of outward motion for everything that I'm doing in preparation for Be Inspired and Be Heard coming again. There's lots of new people that are coming across the show. And I'm so glad that you're on the show at this point. The Flying Away Foundation is a foundation that I've put together to help survivors of domestic abuse create businesses. So they can come to the foundation with a business idea. We'll flesh that out with them, connect them with business professionals or goods or services to help them launch, to help them create their businesses. And you have been such an important part of allowing the press to start to hear about that as we form more solidly and start to do the work that we've been planning for the past 12 months.
But
It's huge. So thank you so much. If anyone doesn't know about the Flying Away Foundation, that's what the Flying Away Foundation is. So what are your plans for the rest of the day? What does podcast launching look like?
Guys, like my diary is like back to back. I'm talking to Abs after here, so I'm going to have a fabulous chat with Abigail Horn. Then I've got some of my clients coming to talk to me on our page. I'm talking to Anna Parker Naples at lunchtime. I'm going into lots of other groups. I'm literally just sat on my computer, just like blah blah blah.
Make sure you stay hydrated. Make sure that you schedule in some wee breaks, because we've all seen what happens when that does. When you don't to get your mates to come in and take over for you. Jo, we're so proud of you. Like the whole squad are so proud of you. Cannot wait to see this fly up the charts. Everyone is absolutely rooting for you. And also, I cannot wait to see you in a couple of weeks' time, because you are hosting the PR Media Matters panel at Be Inspired.
On that stage, exciting.
It is. Super Brucey bonus highlight for Be Inspired is that once all the speakers have spoken, that Jo comes on with a squad of phenomenal journalists from up and down the country, phenomenal people from up and down the country, and we have a panel discussion about media, getting into media. What does that look like for us as an entrepreneurial community? And you're such a figurehead for that as you forge your way forwards. I am so proud of you. Go and rip it up today, my darling.
Let's do it. And let's get Nikki number 1 too. Yes, amazing.
Yes, we want 2 celebrations today. We want Nikki Kinsella hot across the number 1 chart on Amazon, and we want Jo and the PR powerhouse that you can stream from all of your streaming platforms, Spotify, Apple, wherever you can get them. But head on over, go download, listen now, and let us know in the Hive what you think. And of course, send Jo a little message and big her up and send us some love as well. Huge love and luck to you today, my darling. You're going to smash it, no doubt.
Thank you. I'll catch you soon.
So that is our guests. We've got guests on Monday today. So without further ado, so we know what Nikki's intentions are today. We know what Jo's intentions are today. What are your intentions today? My intentions are, we've got a few more tickets to sell out into the room of Be Inspired. So I'm going to be having conversations with some of you to be getting those tickets boxed off, done and dusted, and then we'll have the room sold out. If anyone does want to be in the room, please go to imthequeenbee.co.uk/events quick. Otherwise, you're going to miss your shot to be in the room. Don't worry if you do miss your shot to be in the room, though. You can get an online ticket and we will Zoom to you. You'll have lifetime access to that as well. Excuse me. I got a little frog in my throat today. Nikki, what does that mean? I mean, I'm feeling good. Something going on with my throat chakras. I just put some citrine around it. I don't know what that'll mean. Whether my throat's going to come into some money or not, I don't know. But yeah, please tell me in the comments what your intentions are for this week. What's going to make this week a win for you? What have you got planned? What have you got going on? I think intentions, keep the energy high in my masterclass. Please do go and check out. We've got Louise has got a big day today. She's got her masterclass this evening, Sparks and Impact Masterclass. Go and check that out. So many incredible things happening in this bloody community. I could not be more proud than just holding some space for you all to be together and feel the vibe of this Monday as you head on into this week. It's going to be a cracker. I can feel it. Whatever's been going on in the past couple of weeks, from an emotional point of view, from an energetic point of view, whatever the fuck that has been, I have felt a shift in the past 24 hours. I am feeling excited. I am feeling motivated. I hope you guys are feeling that little shift too. If you aren't, make sure you come and check in with me every other day, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, to get your little injection of motivation, inspiration, and celebration. Join us on Wednesday. I forgot what I was going to say then. Join us on Wednesday at 9:30. We'll have another incredible guest for you as we have our Wise Up Wednesday. I'll bring another fantastic expert to help you show up, wise up, and rise up together. Have an incredible week this week. Go rip it up. Get your intentions in here. Anyone else got some intentions before we go? Gutted I can't be in the room. It's month end for the day job and I can't get the days off work. Make sure you get a ticket for online. Then you don't miss anything. You don't have to have FOMO. Pixie, I'm putting all my energy into focusing on the house move. We're hoping to get the keys Friday. It's still not confirmed. We're hoping it's all agreed today. We're putting it out to the universe. It's happening. feeling so inspired this morning? Good. I'm glad you are. Let's go get it this week, you guys. Got my first one-to-one yoga client today. Also launched my first course, which is going to be a proper launch. Go get them tigers. Right. Big thing to do this week, you lot. Big things to do. Mel, drop us a little message after this and we'll get you sorted out for your upgrade. Mel's joining us in the room. Yes, bitch. And I hope more of you will as well. My energy is in getting this talk. Nina, your talk is nailed, my darling. There are so many incredible speakers on that stage. You do not want to miss this. It is a buffet of personal development, business development for you. Spiritual, business, life, relationships, animals. We've got all sorts going on. You're gonna want to be in that room. The amount of connection that you just by being in Southampton at that convention for early years on Saturday reminded me of the power of being in that room. So get yourselves over to imthequeenbee.co.uk/events. Go and get yourselves your tickets. Download the PR Powerhouse podcast. Go and get Nikki Kinsella's book, The Feminine Energy Guide. Have you just forgotten something, or did you just hear your name then, Nikki? I just saw you go, oh, have you forgotten to say something?
No.
You've not? She's all
no,
right.
Someone's just sent me a present and I'm just opening it and I was sniffed and was like, oh.
What is it? What someone sent you?
My friend has got like a crystal business and does all sorts of healings, and it's called Border Dreams, and it's got cinnamon crystals and a little scroll in with and some bay leaves, and so I'm just going to read what it is. But I just, the postman came, was like, oh, look, that's
smells
more.
like success and love. That's what it smells like, success and love. So I can't wait for all of you hugs. Get in that room if you can. Don't worry if you can't. Get yourself a ticket. imthequeenbee.co.uk, online or in the room. I love you. I will see you all later. If I do drop into your inbox and say, hey, come to my event, don't get offended. It's because I want to see you. It's because I want to see you there and give you a big squeeze and a hug and tell you that I love you. And I also know that this event changes people's lives. If you just look at some of the alumni, if you look at some of the people that have just been in the audience, the collaborations, the connections, the incredible businesses that have formed and grown off of the back of Be Inspired have been phenomenal. So I am not apologetic for banging this drum hard. I want to see as many of you there as possible. Tickets will be sold out as soon as we hit 70. The doors will close. Be one of those 70. You can listen here. Here we go. I have to peep over this one, but this is in the link. This is the link. Make sure you go and get it. You can win up to 1,200,000. No, I can't talk. I've forgotten how. 1.2k worth of prizes by sharing it. Jump in there for full info. If you want more info, come and join us for our free challenge, which starts on Monday, where we can dig deeper. Amazing. If anyone has never done the Dare to Be Seen challenge, go and find out about it. It's something that I've done, completely changed the way that I do PR. Right, my loves, have an incredible day. Enjoy yourselves. Have a good week. And I'll see you all on Wednesday for more Showing Up, Wising Up, and Rising Up. Take care.